do have the documents, just like the contracts here that were given to Shohei Ohtani and potentially Marvin Harrison Jr. for the top 5 worst teams in the NFL, according to the Brickyard, and the top 5 best teams. So let's go ahead and start out with the bad, get it over with here.
Okay. First things first, the city of New Jersey is spared. East Rutherford, you have been on this list many times before, but this week there will be no sights of the New York Jets and the New York Giants, aka the East Rutherford Boogers and Gabagools. So the Zach Wilson won a good game against the Texans, had his best game as a pro. And on the other side, the Giants have won 3 straight. I think they've graduated from the bottom 5. I don't know if we'll see them again on this list for the rest of the year. Number 5, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. Why do I have the Las Vegas Raiders? Well, first of all, they've lost the last 4 straight games, and you lost a game 3-0. If you didn't look at the score, you didn't see the teams, you would think you were watching a baseball game. 3-0. That is a Twins and Athletics game. Dare I say it? How do you lose that game when you have Josh Jacobs, who was the leading rusher last year? You have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers of the last decade. You have Jacoby Myers, solid too. On the other side, you have Max Crosby, monster on the field there. And you lost 3-0. I feel bad for Max Crosby. I feel bad for Spillane. And I feel bad for the Raiders fans because 3-0, that's a tough pill to swallow. Number 5, I have the Raiders. We're going to stay in the AL West. And before I do, I have a little stipend from our Chargers fan. You guys have heard him before. We have him here because Justin Herbert, he's down for the year. They just lost 24-7 to the Broncos. The week before they won, I guess, 6-0 against the Patriots. But I have a quote from our Chargers fan. He goes right here. He says, "The sad part, I might actually die and they will not win a Super Bowl."
Damn.
Yes, I will be a Bolts fan till I die. I've even debated getting a Chargers tattoo on my wrist. But dude, this fucking team, man. Like, I can't be a fan of another team, but holy fuck, I am so drained. It's one thing for the Patriots to be bad there, supposed to be bad. But dude, how are you this bad when you have a franchise quarterback, Justin Herbert, franchise wide receiver, Keenan Allen, franchise defense, Khalil Mack, and you just lose every week due to awful coaching? I don't blame Kellen Moore because he's actually been pretty well. Not true. But dude, Herbert has nobody now. Eckler can't catch a pass. Quentin Johnson was a draft bust. Like, we got to sell the team, man. It's this bad.
Sell it. Jeez.
Also, not to mention Khalil Mack literally leading the league in sacks, carrying the defense. Some things I don't agree there. Kellen Moore has not been doing well. They scored 6 points against the Patriots and 7 against the Broncos. I disagree there. However, I do agree that they should sell the team. I do agree that they should apologize to their fans, or should I say their fan, and our friend here, our poor friend, Devin Gennard. We do love him very much. But this team has been a heartbreaking team all year. Their offense has been anemic, despite the fact that they have stars on that team, despite the fact that they have Khalil Mack. They've been a complete disgrace in the city of Los Angeles with the talent of the in-season tournament champion Lakers, with Shohei Ohtani joining LA. You got to be better than that, and that's why you're number 4 on this list. Number 3, this team did win this week, and usually on my top 5s, I give them a bit of slack. But you shouldn't want to win this game. I have the Patriots at number 3. You beat the Steelers, which you always beat the Steelers. It's like death taxes and beating the Steelers for the Patriots. 10-3 against Mike Tomlin. But why are you wanting to win games? Why do you, I get that Mike Tomlin is a competitor of yours and maybe you should be competitive. But at the end of the day, you're trying to get Caleb Williams or Drake May or maybe Marvin Harrison if you really think Bailey Zappe's the guy, because some of Boston media thinks that for some reason. You shouldn't want to win this game. You should have tried to lose that game. Unfortunately, our number 2 team had other plans. Number 2, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now you're thinking, but guys, they're 7-6. They're in the playoffs. This is the weirdest 7-6 team I've ever seen. First of all, you lost to the Cardinals. And you didn't just lose to the Cardinals. You got demolished by the Cardinals. The Birds, a team that started off, 0-8 with Josh Dobbs?
Yep.
And their combined losses to these teams are 6-20, right? The first team ever to lose back-to-back games to teams under 8 games below 500 for a team over 500. They've been outgained in every game except for one, and they have a negative 40 point differential. Their average points and losses is 10 points a game. That's almost to the level of the Patriots and our number one spot for that level of bad. Pittsburgh, do us all a favor. Lose out the rest of your games. Give this opportunity for the 6th seed to a team like the Colts, to a team like the Broncos, to a team like the Texans, to a team like, dare I say, the Bills even.
The Bengals.
The Bengals even. Give it to somebody else. Because if you guys make the playoffs, it's going to be not only the worst playoff game of the entire week, but I'm going to be pissed off to see Mitch Trubisky starting another game. And like, it's not even going to come down to a Cody Parkey field goal. They're just going to flat out not score. And it's going to be a complete eyesore, and it's going to be an easy win for whoever they face. Then comes number one, and they've been number one the last several weeks, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. I'm not even going to mention the fact that they don't have their first overall pick. I'm not even going to mention the fact that they don't have good receivers or the fact that their owner is a nutcase. The Panthers, 1-12. And now you're starting to think to yourself, like, where does this team rank on all-time terrible teams? And right now, I mentioned this the last episode, I'll mention it again. This is the 1999 Cleveland Browns, the same team where Art Modell moved them to Baltimore. And then 3 years later, they came back with a new owner. The Cleveland Browns, so exciting. They're back. They have the first overall pick. They have an opportunity to turn their franchise around for a team that the team that moved away ended up winning the Super Bowl the next year. They went out and drafted Tim Couch. Didn't give him any receivers. Didn't give him an offensive line. Didn't give him a good coach. Coach was 5-27 as a coach. And now they're doing the same thing with poor Bryce Young. No offensive line, no weapons. Been sacked the most in the NFL, 48 times already. This man, by the time the season is over, his head will be on a string. Poor Bryce Young. If you can, for the city of Carolina, give him a new opportunity. Bring him to the Titans. Bring him to, maybe it's the Cardinals if they don't want to draft a quarterback and they want to get rid of Kyler. Just get him somewhere else. Anywhere else. Going in Carolina, David Tepper, you should sell the team. You're a horrible owner. The Panthers, you're going to be number one on this list for the foreseeable future. At this point, it's almost a certain that you will be the worst team according to the Brickyard, the best, most confidential, most accurate form of entertainment on interwebs.